Hey, hello, hello. Hey, this is Guy Newcomb, the Scoreboard guy, and welcoming you into the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. Here on the last day of January 2024, that first month went by so fast. A lot of great basketball going on in the state of Missouri, at the high school level especially, and we'll touch on a lot of those scores here as we go on throughout the show. If you want to be a part of it, you can actually give us a call right now in studio at 417-327-6914. We'll put you on the air. You can join us in chat on Facebook and Twitter. We have an overlay here, Restream.io. It's never miss a comment. So, hey, get out there and join us here today. We'll just run through some of the scores from last night. Well, 37 consecutive Ozark Conference wins for Kickapoo. Boys basketball comes to an end. And Coach Mick McHenry went on Twitter last night congratulating Central as they defeat Kickapoo 60-49. Kickapoo in wrestling, Chiefs had two solid wins on the mats, back in action tomorrow, which is today at Republic. But last night, Kickapoo defeats Branson 57-16 and Kickapoo over Ozark 42-6. In state-ranked action in Class 1 girls basketball, the number 6 ranked team, Max Creek, they defeat Chadwick, Class 1 number 4 ranked team, 65-44. Unofficial first half stats, field goal percentage for Max Creek was 52%, Chadwick 22%. In the second half, Chadwick outscored Max Creek 28-22, but not enough to come back as Max Creek defeats Chadwick 65-43. Elsewhere in boys basketball was Wablo doubling up Humansville 80-40. Gage Johnson with 28 points in that game. Gunnar Freeman with 20 and Blake Durnell had 12. From Lamar, Seneca defeats Lamar 55-22. Alex Wilkerson led Lamar in scoring with 15 points. New Franklin, in overtime, New Franklin boys, they defeat Boonville 55-53. New Franklin is now 17-3 on the season, 5-0 in the conference for New Franklin. And at McCallie, varsity boys action, McCallie now 11-8 as they defeat Providence Academy 55-54 in the McCallie tournament. Up next for McCallie will be a championship semifinal versus Rush. Kingston boys, they defeat Arcadia Valley 64-60. They are now 13-4 on the season. Yates with 23 points in that game. And with that win, Kingston becomes a 2023-24 MAAA Small School Conference champions. Elsewhere in boys basketball was Billings over Spokane 54-41. Also in high school boys basketball, Chadwick, they defeat Max Creek in a doubleheader there on the girls and boys, but Chadwick over Max Creek 63-18. Elsewhere, Stockton boys, they defeat Lockwood 48-44. The Wheatland Lady Mules, they defeat Halfway 65-28 as they head into homecoming this Friday night, and they will take on the aforementioned Max Creek Lady Pirates. Good matchup there. Western boys, they defeat Fayette 68-31. Western now 13-6 on the season. It was Southwest over Purdy 72-60 in boys action. Purdy now 6-14 on the season, 0-2 in the conference. And congratulations to Ash Grove's Brady Nicholson on becoming the school's career leading scorer tonight as he went over 2,179 points, a record held by his dad, Jeremy Nicholson. Congratulations to both Nicholsons. Elsewhere, Hartville on the boys' action, they defeat Fairgrove, a good Fairgrove team, 51-36. That is a final. East Newton boys basketball, they defeat Cashville 65-59. It was Buffalo boys over Warsaw 65-31. Blair Abraham had 28 points in that contest. The West End Lady Hornets, they improved to 13-6 as they defeat Fayette 64-39. Cairo 62-32. Cairo girls 62-32 over Community. They are now 16-5, 4-0 in the conference. Brumley was 16 points in that contest. Boys basketball final from Neosho as Nixa defeats Neosho 80-39 or 49. Nixa now 13-5 on the season. In boys hoops, Cairo defeats Community 70-32. They are now 8-8 on the season, 4-0 in the conference. Chrisman with 16 points in that game. Also in boys action, the Webb City Cardinals, they defeat Carthage 79-50. Marionville boys over Pierce City 58-49. It was final from Central, Park Hills Central, as they defeat North County 88-35. And the Walnut Grove Lady Tigers over Dadeville 56-30. Walnut Grove now 16-2 on the season. Final from Palmyra as number 7 Palmyra Panthers, they defeat the Clark County Indians 58-38. And from Union defeats Steelville 43-41 in boys action. Nevada, on the boys' side, they defeat Monette 66-47. They're now 12-9 on the season, and they're 3-1 in the Big 8 West. Hillsboro, boys versus Summit. Their varsity team went 65-62, and the girls taking on Seckman, and they win 65-37. Boys basketball final as Sparta defeats Marshfield 63-46. And in overtime, the Greenwood girls, they defeat Billings 53-47. Congratulations to head coach Mike Percival. Also, Niangua boys, they defeat Conway 80-47 tonight. They improve to 15-2 on the season in Niangua. Also, I'm not so sure who that score's from, so my apologies there. So we'll get into some of the scores from across the state, starting with the girls' scoreboard from last night. As Liberty defeats Appleton City 51-37, it was Barstow over St. Michael the Archangel 49-44. Osage defeats Blair Oaks 57-50. Calvary Lutheran over Maranatha Baptist 59-30. It was Carrollton over Holden 41-33. Again, these are girls' scores from last night, brought to you by Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks and Bambino's Italian Cafe. Cassville over Springfield Central 46-44. Max Creek girls over Chadwick 65-43. We talked about that a little bit, as Chadwick now is 15-4 on the season. Max Creek 17-3. Palmyra over Clark County 60-12. Palmyra now 14-3 on the season. Richland over Climax Springs 53-30. It was Rittenhour over College School of Medicine Med Bioscience 65-17. Concordia over Wellington Napoleon 47-30. Rockbridge defeats Cordeaux Academy 60-36. It was Archie over Drexel 38-26. Fulton defeats Father Tolton Regional Catholic 39-35. Fort Zumwalt West over Francis Howe 48-29. Tina Avalon over Hale 37-44. Bambino's Italian Cafe at East Battlefield and Lone Pine are home of the Tip-Off Club every Monday at noon. Had a great showing this past week. Filled the room this past Monday, and looking forward to that as we continue. And we're kind of gearing up for baseball now at Bambino's. Hartville girls over Norwood 46-43. Higbee over Brunswick 66-62. Kelly over Scott City 50-44. Lawson defeats Oak Grove 42-31. It was Liberty North over Lee Summit 60-31. Lee Summit West over Lee Summit North 42-39. Lynn defeats Eugene 56-35. It was Lynn County over Buckland 35-30. Lockwood defeats Stockton 45-23. Lockwood now 14-5 on the season. Elsewhere in girls action was Lone Jack over Santa Fe, 38-37. Plattsburgh defeats Lutheran Kansas City, 44-41. Mark Twain over Wright City, 50-34. Sumner defeats McKinley Classical Leadership, 41-38. Miller Career Academy over Gateway, 54-4. Moberly defeats Hannibal, 73-32. Northwest Mendon over Norburn, 49-29. Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks. Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks sponsoring our show and our Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks Athletes of the Week from throughout the state of Missouri, presented by the Missouri State Highway Patrol. Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks. Drive new roads. Drive a Chevy. North Platte 53-40 over St. Joe Christian. It was Marceline over Novinger, 49-41. Again, we're continuing with the girls' scores. South Harrison over Polo, 41-25. Princeton defeats Stanberry, 49-38. Reed Spring over Parkview, 47-36. Ridgeway over Lamoni, Iowa, 36-32. West Platte over Savannah, 39-38. North Shelby defeats Schuyler County, 56-49. Diamond, 18-2 on the season now. They defeat Seneca, 77-16. Slater over Sweet Springs, 39-37. Osborne defeats Holt, 23-21. Fairgrove over Springfield Catholic, 53-18. Fairgrove girls now 17-5 on the season. St. Elizabeth at 14-5. They defeat Capital City, 38-37. Northwest Nottoway over Union Star, 42-22. Elsewhere was University Academy at Charter over Summit Christian, 43-38. Hurley defeats Barona, 51-48. Ursuline over Visitation, 54-43. Warsaw defeats Buffalo, 58-49. John Burroughs over Webster Grove, 61-24. South Iron defeats West County, 82-42. Any girls action elsewhere, Westran over Fayette, 64-39. And Wheatland defeats Halfway, 65-28. Those are the girls' scores as we have them here this morning. You can go to scoreboardguide.net or MissouriSportsNetwork.com and see all the scores up in college and high school basketball. We'll be back after this.
Chevy Silverado. It's got the power you want and the capability you need to do the job, so you can get to the important work. Find new moments, find new roads. Get a $500 cash allowance on all 2022 Silverado pickups with a 2.7-liter turbo engine. Plus, unlock your code to claim $500 Chevy Cybercash. Visit ChevyCybercash.com today.
Imagine a bank that goes where you go, creating seamless solutions for every step in your financial journey, allowing you to manage your money the way you want to, with a banking relationship that makes every day extraordinary. Imagine a world full of possibilities, always within reach. Central Bank. We do banking better.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 290,000 participants here in Missouri who take part in high school sports or activities.
Hey, welcome back to the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. Certainly glad that you've tuned in. And as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol reminds us to take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. Be safe, be smart, and be here tomorrow. We've got our chat overlay up. If someone wants to leave a message, maybe you were at a game last night. Maybe it was the Kickapoo Central game at the pit. Congratulations again to Coach Jordan Epps and the Central Bulldogs getting a win there over Kickapoo. Been a number of years since that has occurred, and we'll have on later today. We will have Coach Epps and a few of those members of the Central Bulldogs. Also today, we'll have Park Hill Central girls basketball and their head coach on as well. We'll have Mexico boys basketball. Coach Pappas will be on with us today as well. And El Dorado Springs girls basketball, head coach Bo Swopes and some of those team members. Also, we have Salisbury boys basketball, Coach Kenny Wyatt on later today. On the boys scoreboard, presented by Central Bank for last night, January 30th, 2024. On the boys side, it was Alton over Koshkonong, 63-53. Ash Grove defeats Miller, 69-45. And we did mention that Brady Nicholson becomes the all-time leading career scorer at Ash Grove High School, passing his father, Jeremy Nicholson, at 2,179 points and counting. Also, it was Barstow over St. Michael the Archangel, 58-49. Bloomfield defeats Bell City, 61-39. Billings over Spokane, 54-51. It was Blue Eye improving to 16-4 as they defeat Wheaton, 57-32. Liberty over Blue Springs, 60-48. Blue Springs South, they defeat Lee Summit, 71-49. It was Bramer over Keatsville, 77-31. Salem defeats Kabul, 56-46. Camdenton over Waynesville, 52-47. Benton over Cameron, 61-31. Carrollton defeats Holden, 57-39. Central Kansas City over Northeast Kansas City, 87-21. Jackson, 13-6 on the season. They defeat Charleston, 52-40. Chillicothe over St. Pius X out of Kansas City, 53-45. Delta defeats Clarkton, 74-58. Tipton over Colcamp, 50-46. Wellington Napoleon defeats Concordia, 65-60. Crestridge over Oric, 64-42. Was Ewing Marion Kaufman High School over Crossroads Prep Charter, 106-30. Cube over St. Clair, 47-35. Walnut Grove defeats Dadeville, 55-42. Again, these are boys action, boys scores from last night. Dixon over Bourbon, 74-22. Neelyville defeats Donovan, 65-51. Archie over Drexel, 53-30. Scott City over East Prairie, 84-63. El Dorado Springs over Clinton, 46-34. Liona Labor's Local 663, feel the power. Liona Labor's Local 663 reminds us to drive safely in work zones. Those folks want to go home to their families as well. Liona, feel the power. Clearwater over Arlington, 83-77. Ellsbury defeats Wellsville Middletown, 70-22. Hartville, they're now 17-2 on the season, Class 2 District 10 members, but they defeat Fair Grove, a good Fair Grove team, 51-36. Farmington over Potosi, 63-41. Forsyth defeats Clever, 57-44. Forsyth now 14-5 on the season. William Crispin over Green Valley, 65-54. Hale with Bosworth over Tina Avalon, 76-46. Hallsville over Eldon, 81-38. Hardin Central, 74. Breckenridge, 13. Harrisonville over Spring Hill, Kansas, 73-71. Herman defeats Sullivan, 46-33. Hermitage over Fairplay, 54-38. Again, these are boy scores from last night. Higbee over Brunswick, 74-53. Higbee now 15-1 on the season. Hillcrest defeats Bolivar, 72-49. John Burroughs over McClure, 66-43. Kearney over Ruskin, 75-63. Kelly over Scott County Central, 76-51. That in the Scott Miss tournament. Kingston over Arcadia Valley, 64-60. Kirkwood over Pattonville, 61-50. Lafayette County defeats Richmond, 65-35. Seneca over Lamar, 55-52. Staley defeats Lee Summit West, 45-34. Lee Summit North over Liberty North, 48-44. Vianney over Lindbergh, 72-64. Eugene defeats Lynn, 68-35. Rogersville over Springfield Catholic, 57-32. Lone Jack defeats Santa Fe, 59-47. Plattsburgh over Lutheran Kansas City, 82-39. Orchard Farm defeats Lutheran South, 58-42. Mansfield over Plato, 65-38. Maplewood, Richmond Heights over Bayless, 68-35. Wright City over Mark Twain, 57-46. Mexico defeats Macon, 70-34. And Moberly over Hannibal, 59-41. Great Southern Bank with more than 100 locations in 6 states. Great Southern Bank, they care as much about your money as you do. Great Southern Bank, understanding what really matters. Member FDIC. Mountain Grove on the boys' side, continuing here. Mountain Grove over Houston, 86-50. Neosho falls to Nixa, 80-49. Nevada over Monette, 66-47. New Franklin, 55. Boonville, 53. Chamois over New Haven, 44-31. Northwestern Minden, 55-21 over Norburn. It was North Harrison over Albany, 40-35. North Platte over St. Joe Christian, 87-77. North Point defeats St. Charles, 42-32. Ozark over Willard, 69-58. Park Hill defeats Fort Osage, 76-72. Kirkwood over Pattonville, 61-50. Father Tolton defeats Pembroke Hill, 75-42. Pilot Grove over Jamestown, 76-59. Polo defeats South Harrison, 68-52. New Madrid County Central over Poplar Bluff, 72-53. Principia defeats Westminster, 44-40. McCauley over Providence out of Rogers, Arkansas, 55-44 in the Warrior Classic Tournament in Joplin. Ray-Pec defeats Raytown, 59-52. Grandview over Raytown South, 79-50. Lamoni, Iowa over Ridgeway, 47-17. Hillsboro defeats Rockwood Summit, 65-62. Parkview over Rolla, 52-37. Parkview 12-7. Rolla now 17-3, and they are members of the same district, Class 5, District 6. Saxony Lutheran over St. Vincent, 58-53. Bowling Green defeats Silex, 65-53. It was Slater over Sweet Springs, 78-48. South Holt defeats Stewartsville, 60-51. South Iron over Caruthersville, 85-60. Monroe City over South Shelby, 45-38. Sparta defeats Marshfield, 63-46. Doak Propane for all your propane needs. See the folks at Doak. If you're in Polk County or surrounding counties, give Doak Propane a call. It's about time to start firing up that barbecue grill, we hope. Elsewhere on the boys' side, it was St. Francis Borgia over Festus, 52-43. Versailles defeats St. Paul Lutheran, 80-74. Stoutland over Gloria Dio Academy, 71-52. Tarkio over North Nottoway, 60-47. Truman over Smithville, 64-56. Summit Christian Academy over University Academy Charter, 83-19. Van Buren defeats Lesterville, 82-54. Crocker over Vienna, 61-47. Buffalo defeats Warsaw, 65-30. Wablo over Humansville, 80-40. Webb City defeats Carthage, 79-50. West Plains over Lebanon, 71-63. West Rand defeats Fayette, 68-31. Halfway over Wheatland, 55-32. Thayer defeats Willow Springs, 65-50. Mercer over Winston, 44-42. And Springfield Central defeats Kickapoo, 60-49. That's your Great Southern Bank High School Basketball Scoreboard for January 30th, 2024, presented by Doak Propane, the Bank of Billings, Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks, and Bambino's Italian Cafe. Everyone, have a great Wednesday. It's Hump Day. And remember, take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. Be safe, be smart, and be here tomorrow.